Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know as Donald Zephyr War Games, going to be bringing you another deck profile. So for this deck profile, I'll be doing deck 14, which is going to be Sign Dragon Synchros, and the deck itself is to summon out, as its name suggests, to summon out the 5 Sign Dragons. Now, admittedly, this is a bit old in what sense, and Ancient Fairy Dragons banned. But before I get to the actual deck profile, I was just gonna do a bit of just a heads up. So first off, with the reception of the previous deck profiles, and especially like the aliens and the ice barriers, I actually got some nice positive result on the fact that people, you guys, do like to watch the sort of older deck profiles. And Dale has asked me to actually cover some of the older ones, and as you can probably see on the camera right now, all the ones that are flipped over are the ones I've done, and all the ones that aren't are the deck profiles that I still haven't yet to actually deck profile on this channel in the, I think, 2 years that we've had. So you guys will probably know, I've mentioned before time and time again, I do have 60 decks, or now 61 decks to play, but a lot of them are just generally sort of fun ones and you just have for casual play. So this is going to be a step forward in the fact that a lot of these decks were at the time made for Master Rule 3, and so with they were asking to actually profile some of the older ones that I wanted to do, I thought I'll do the sort of deck profiles which at their time were at their best were for Master Rule 3. But it still doesn't mean that you can't play it for Master Rule 4, it just means that it's just a bit harder to play the deck's actual functionality. But that being in mind, this deck is actually made for fun. Please just take it as it is, and obviously if you got any ideas to how to improve, by all means you can just let me know in the comments below, because this deck is or at its best was for Master Rule 3. So many of you guys know that when you play the Ultimate Tolskin, and then with the extra monster zone in a thing, it's kind of hard to just spam out your Sign of Dragons out to the field. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get straight into deck profile. So a lot of these cards that I'll be using in this deck is a bit like old-fashioned in a way, but yeah, let's get straight into it. So starting straight off for monsters, I do play, for the higher levels, I play the 1 Prime Material Dragon, simply because it's one of the best level 6 at the time when playing it, and then allowing to basically just gain life points whenever you take damage, or to just protect your monsters. If a spell trap or monster effect is activated to destroy your cards, you can just simply discard and negate it. Next, since we basically are a Synchro deck, we're playing Triple Salvage Warrior, so its effect is if this card is tribute summoned, you can special summon 1 tuner monster from your hand or graveyard. It's perfectly great, it's just the best probably level 5 monster for Synchro decks, worth playing at 3. Now I have the 1 Blackwing Helen of the Tengu Wind. Now its effect actually, if you take 2000 or more battle damage for your opponent's direct attack when this card's in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 3 or lower Blackwing monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster and discard from the graveyard, and then their effects are negated. Now each player can only use this effect once per duel. Now I'm not actually going to be using its full effect, but the fact that it's a level 5 tuner, it allows me to summon it off Salvage Warrior and then summon Ultimate Tolskin via that method, which is my main ways to get into it. Now, with Master Rule 4 being in place, obviously you just need to make a link to and then just summon Tolskin and effectively in other ways. Now, a lot of this stuff, and now for the other sort of monsters, are sort of generic stuff in random stuff that I just like to personally play. So first off, we have one Natura Strawberry. So you're going to see some plants in the deck because we are playing Black Rose Dragon. So a lot of some of the monsters I've been using are plants, and the Natura monsters were generally the best picks to go for. Because if Strawberry, if your opponent normals or special summons a monster, this card gains under attack of that level of that monster until the end phase. So generally, it was just to basically be a beating on the board to survive, and then summon a tuner afterwards. Is just for its purpose on that. We played the one Mirage Dragon. Yeah, if your opponent can't activate trap cards in the battle phase. Simple as. It's great. Obviously, I play triple Goblinberg. Normal summon it, special summon level 4 lower monster, so generally summon a tuner, and hey ho, you go straight into Synchros. One Junk Synchro, we do have some level 2s in the deck, so it's a nice level 5 straight up Synchro, but my only level 5 target is out of Justice Cadastre. Now, because this is pretty much a Synchro based deck, we are playing the Resonators because they are very good in as effectively as tuners for the deck. So play one Dark Resonator, once per turn can't be destroyed by battle. Clock Resonator, if it's face up defense, cannot be destroyed by battle by card effects once per turn. So it's basically in a way a bit more defensive than Dark Resonator, but still uses its effects very well. The one Creation Resonator, if you control level 8 or higher Synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, when I get to extra, that is a bit more prominent as to why I'm actually just played the Creation Resonator. I played 2 Red Resonator. I probably should actually bump this up to 3 now, considering how the format of Master Rule 4 is, just to spam monsters out. Is quite necessary and needed. But yeah, Red Resonator, if you normal summon, special summon level 4, and then or lower from your hand, and then if this card is special summon, you gain life points equal to 1 monster face up monster on the field. So it's very nice. And the one Barrel Resonator, so during your player's turn, you can discard this card to target one face up tuner you control. This turn, the monster cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage involving it. So generally, it was back at the time, you just you have a tuner, discard this, protect it for the turn, and next turn summon a non-tuner, and then Synchro off. The one Chain Resonator, if it's normal summon while you control a Synchro type monster, you can special summon one Resonator from your deck except itself. So it's really nice on that part. The one Stardust Xiaolong, so if you summon a Stardust Dragon and this is in your graveyard, you special summon attack mode, and then once per turn if it's destroyed by battle, it's not destroyed. One Synchron Resonator, if a Synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can only special summon Synchron Resonator once per turn this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Resonator monster in your graveyard itself and add it to your hand. And last but not least, for the monster lineup, I play the one Mirror Resonator. If your opponent controls a face-up monster that will special summon for the extra deck, and you do not, while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You're going to use the effect of Mirror Resonator once per turn, and once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, treat this card's level as that monster's original level if this card is used for a single summon for the turn. So you can probably see that like a bigger lineup is like using the Resonators, because generally in terms of tuners, they are the general best to go with on that sense. And as you can see, like on my non-tuners, I sort of just generic stuff, and choose what you want for that. For spells, we have I should have triple res. Oh, I play 2 Resonator Call, just to search out whatever Resonator you need. Triple Mind Control, because using your opponent's monsters for Synchro summoning was at the time like one of the best things to do. And then because Mind Control, I mean, it can still be used in being used in this sort of format and meta, being able to use them for link summoning and that sort of thing is still very good to have. So that's pretty much on that. The one Brain Control, which is pretty much like Mind Control, it's just the fact that you have to target a monster that can be normal summoned or set. So that's sort of the downside in a way on that. Okay, so for what's the spells? I played the one Hornet Drones. Now, I wasn't initially playing this because of before, we didn't have Master Rule 4, but had decided to have to play this. And if you've got engages, play at 3, because this is basically an instant link 2 without using your normal summons. And I don't have engages yet, but we have got them due for reprint in the Battles of Legends box, which I do hope to pull a playset of. But yeah, play Hornet Drones. It's very nice to have to get the a link to for free. Now, we are playing Power 2 Dragons, so I'm playing the triple Mage Power and the 1 Power Guardians. So, generally, the best one was at the time, because you have like triple Mage Power, you know, show 3, just instant grab 1, and then Power of the Guardians is just great to add to hand as well. It's just there for the power boosts. And we have the 1 Scapegoat. This is everyone's on the screen. 1 Scapegoat, obviously token generation, getting you the link to, or you know, just using them for synchro fodder. And then just generic staples, 1 MFC, 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Raigeki, just to round up the spells. And while I'm on it, I've got only 4 traps, so play 1 called the Haunted, obviously reviving whatever you need. With Raku, back in the day, it was generally sort of like, synchro decks were slow, so you needed a way to protect your monsters in order to then synchro summon back then. But obviously with the inclusion of like stuff like Tin Goldfish or Goblinberg, you know, monsters that just special summon others, this has just seemed less likely and need to play. But yeah, it's just nice to have. And how we can forget Scrapman and Scarecrow. This was, you know, once again sort of to just stall and for that first turn, and then just synchro summon off that. And then last but not least, Follow Wing. This is obviously for synchro monsters, so target a synchro monster you control can actually be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effects, and start damage step if it battles opponent's level 5 or higher monster. You can destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do, the targeted synchro monster gains attack equal to the original attack of the destroyed monster until the end of this turn. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So it's just a great protection on your synchro on that. So you can probably already see, gathered from the deck profile, yeah, this is something that if you were to like play back in Master Rule 3, it would be pretty decent and okay, and have good fun to play with for that. Now, obviously, extra deck, we've got to play. I only, you know, 1 Blackwing Dragon, 1 Stardust, 1 Black Rose, and the 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. Of course, I was playing Ancient Fairy Dragon because this is the 5-signer dragons, but Ancient Fairy is banned. I think due to ABC, actually. Sorry. And of course, we have to have the 6-signer dragon for those who haven't watched the anime. You know, it's live stream dragon, so we obviously have to play the 1 Power 2 dragon for that. And of course, how can we get this deck would just not be as effective without 1 Ultimate Toskin. Now, we are due to. There is a Link monster variant of this, but it does require a synchro and a non-synchro monster to summon it. Or I think it's just 1 synchro and 1 effect monster. But yes, for everyone who remembers playing it, we always just set it and just start setting cards and start special summoning. For the rest of the synchro lineup, 1 Scrap Dragon, the 1 Beals, and the 1 Crystal Wing. Obviously, these were, I think, like one of the OG plays with Ultimate Tolkien was to summon up Beals, and then you summon up Scrap Dragon afterwards. And then obviously Scrap Dragon would just target Beals, pop a card for free on your opponent's side of the field. Now, with the inclusion of Crystal Wing, you know, monster negation is just too good to have. And the rest of the synchros, I have the 1 level 5 and the 1 level 6, so my general choices are Allied Justice Catasta and Coral Dragon. Generally for just generic use is really nice to have. Now, of course, we have to have links now because, you know, in that sense. So, obviously, we have the 1 Kagari for the Hornet Drones and the 2 just generic link 2. So, obviously, the Beat Cop is now making an appearance everywhere. And Lanthro, which, if I had more copies of Beat Cop, I probably would play. But in this sense, Lanthro can be just used just as effective because it doesn't need to link into a Boral Sword or Boral Load. So that is it for this deck profile. So you should probably see it is sort of aimed to just be very, very fun to summon these. Oh, and before I sign out with this, originally without these Link 3 monsters, these Link monsters, I was originally playing, I was playing Formula Synchron, Shooting Star Dragon, and Red Nova Dragon. So those 3 were being played. Okay, so yes, that's kind of the reason why, like, I have Creation Resonator. Obviously, Red Nova Dragon needs 2 tuners, so you just special summon this, a special tuner. And obviously, Star Salon was great to summon into Formula Synchron, being a level 2 Synchro monster, so you just need to summon a level 1 tuner. So that is pretty much it. That's it pretty much, yep, on that part. So thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, happy doodling!